So what you're doing is, again, you're creating that stickiness and that linkage between the contractor and the homeowner, because it's all about lifetime value, right? You're building a moat around that home. So, you've spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to acquire that customer. The last thing you want to do is install that system and run away and go on to the next sale. In some states, it's illegal for a contractor to sell, to self-insure or sell the warranty and service the warranty. So first and foremost, I really recommend that contractors, take a look at their state regulatory, board and really understand what they can or can't do. That's number one. There was a contractor, the Successful Contractor in Florida, was not doing extended warranties, was on Service Titan. He was one of the first ones that were able to activate on the integration. He made the decision to add a 3-year or 5-year warranty on every single quote.
Yeah.
And then over the last 18-month period, his business continued to grow. He saw he said he had 100% attach rate on all of his business. He saw that his average ticket go up. He saw that his revenues went up. As a result, he was actually in a position where private equity companies were knocking on his door, and one of them he actually sold to, and he saw not just hundreds of thousands, but actually north of $1 million in accretive value to the purchase price, tied directly to warranties and the number of homes that he had under contract.
Kevin, thank you so much for being on the show today. Really glad to have you. For those who haven't had the opportunity to meet you yet at a trade show or at a CertainPath event, could you share with everyone your name, your company name, and what you do for them?
Absolutely. Thanks, Bob. So my name is Kevin Thornton. I'm the Vice President of Dealer Business Services at JB Warranties, and based here in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas.
Very good. So that covered my next question, where you guys are located, right where our headquarters is. That works well. What's the origin story of JB Warranties? How did you guys get rolling?
Yeah, it's interesting. So company's been around since about 2008. There was Jeff Bohannon, who was our Chief Executive Officer. He purchased a business from his father-in-law, which was a regional manufacturer's rep firm that carried warranties. Okay. And Jeff saw a real opportunity. Jeff was already in the trades. He was had worked for Lennox and Carrier, and really saw that there was an opportunity in the HVAC space for warranties, specifically around automation and trying to get rid of all the paper that everyone was dealing with. So we spent a couple of years actually building the first online portal platform for warranty administration. And then since then, the business has really taken off. It continues to grow. Luckily, we're number one in our space for extended labor warranties. We have a distributed organization. We've got a great headquarters where we have a number of individuals working here. Our executive team's here, marketing, our claims team, support, our inside sales team is here. And then we've got a distributed sales force. So we like to be where our customers are. So that includes, of course, contractors as well as distributors. And so we have sales folks distributed across the U.S. and Canada as well.
That's exciting. That's great. So you are covered. You've got the whole country covered, the whole industry covered. That's fantastic. Yep. So I always love people that have watched these and listened to me over the years. I love learning people's personal journeys. How did you get into this space?
Yeah. So as you can tell by the gray hair, I've been around the block.
Hey, at least you have some.
Yeah. Right. The first 25 years of my career was in the software and SaaS space.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And both, B2B and B2C. But my dad was a general contractor. So, so weekends, summers, I would work with my dad. Unfortunately, I've got, two left hands. I'm not technically, I'm technically challenged. So I couldn't get into the trades, but I just saw how talented my dad was, how he served his community. And, but unfortunately, I also saw that, he worked so hard but he ended up, passing away early, penniless. And so I really saw, in the trades, there's a lot of contractors that remind, and I'm fortunate, Bob, because I get to talk to thousands of contractors each year, and a lot of them remind me of my dad. And so now that I'm in kind of the back nine of my career, it's an opportunity for me to try to give back and to try to provide, solutions for these contractors. So that's what's in it. That's my why, as they say, of what I do. So the last 10 years, I've been in the home services space, led sales and marketing and business development for a couple of field service management platforms. And then what's interesting is about 5 years ago, I had a conversation with Jeff Bohannon. So Jeff and I go back 30 years.
Oh, okay.
When I first moved down to Texas from Canada, we're both.
I thought I picked up an accent.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything, but I thought it. Yeah.
It comes out every once in a while. But when I moved down, Jeff and I lived in the same neighborhood, and we had tennis, which was our and so we met on the tennis courts. So we've been playing for the last 30 years. In fact, we played a couple hours of doubles this morning before work.
Oh my gosh.
And so Jeff and I, I've been following the trajectory of JB Warranties and how it's grown. And I had lunch with Jeff. I said, I'm so proud of what you've been able to accomplish and build here. I said, but I think you're exposed, Jeff. He goes, well, what do you mean? I said, well, what happens if your, competitor goes out and cuts their prices in half tomorrow? What do you do? He goes, well, probably not going to happen, but haven't really thought about it. I said, well, what happens if all the manufacturers take warranties in-house? What do you do? He goes, same answer. And I said, well, if you look at, the Amazons of the world and the Apples of the world, they all kind of started doing one thing. And I said, you're doing one thing. You sell a warranty. I said, I think there's a real opportunity to branch out and to offer more services and leverage the sales organization from just being, the warranty guy that shows up once a quarter with a box of donuts to being a trusted advisor that can provide value. Because as I like to say, a lot of these dealers, they're so busy working in the business, they don't have time to work on the business.
Absolutely.
Oftentimes they ended up in business because, again, they were technically, they were maybe a technician working for someone else. There was some sort of trigger event where they said, you know what, I'm going to go out on my own. And they go out on their own and they're good working with their hands, but they've never created a business before. They've never, opened up QuickBooks. They've never, looked at leads and websites and negotiating with manufacturers and all those things. So it's like, what if we could help, vet those types of services and bring it to them? And so when I first came on board, I said, I'd like to create a marketplace that we can provide to all of these contractors, regardless if they're with JB Warranties or not. And I said, I've got a lot of experience, just given my background, with the different types of vendors that provide these services. I said, let's put it on a marketplace, let's post it on the website, and let's leverage the sales team so that when they're in there talking to a dealer, they say, okay, we're going to talk about warranties, which is still our primary business and always will be. Yep. But then it's like, okay, Mr. Dealer, let's now talk about your business. What's keeping you up at night? What are you having issues with? Oh, you need to hire. We can help you with that. Oh, you don't have an HR manager, but you got HR issues. We can help you with that. You're looking to go from pen and paper or Excel to QuickBooks. Hey, we're an Intuit QuickBooks solution provider. We can get you a discount on that. You don't use an FSM currently, and you're considering a field service management platform. We can help you with that. And so that was my first foray into JB Warranties, was to create this marketplace to provide more value to our dealers. And it's been very, very successful. And from there, it's really grown. And my role has kind of grown as the business continues to evolve.
Oh, that's fun. It's neat to be able to work in different verticals, right? That's great. Now, I do want to circle back, though, to the bread and butter. Like you said, the warranties is a core business. So, we get a lot of contractors in our group that are all different sizes. We have, large contractors are ones that are just starting out in business and are trying to just get their feet on the ground. So there's people that don't really understand what you guys do. So for those that are not familiar, at least with the warranty part, could you kind of explain what you do, what you provide?
Absolutely. So at its core, we're an insurance company. And so we provide homeowners peace of mind. So when that homeowner is getting a new system and the dealer comes in and they provide them that quote, we work with the dealers. We only sell through dealers. We don't sell direct to homeowners. But when they provide that quote for that new system and the new pad and all the plumbing and everything that goes with it, it's part of the bundle. we recommend that, that contractors should also add a membership or a service agreement to it. And then also add a labor warranty. Because if something goes wrong with that piece of equipment, more than likely it's covered, that the faulty part is covered by the manufacturer,
right,
for a 10-year period. But the cost of ripping out the old piece and, installing the new part, that's not covered, that labor. And that could be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. That's when you come in. So when the contractor, sells that new system, they can also provide a labor warranty. That way the homeowner has peace of mind. Anything that, if there's a mechanical failure over the term, so let's say a 10-year period, all that homeowner has to do is contact the contractor or the dealer of record. They go out, they complete the work, zero cost invoice for the homeowner. That contractor then comes back, submits that claim to JB Warranties. We then validate it, and then we pay the dealer directly for the claim.
And you do it quickly too, from what I understand.
Yeah, we take it seriously. We've got a dedicated team here that are excellent. They've been in position for a number of years. Our turnaround is about 12 to 14 days. So by the time that a claim is submitted to the time that it's validated and payment made back to the contractor, it's less than 2 weeks, which is really, really great.
I was going to say, from what research I've done, that's pretty substantial. There's not a lot of people that are able to turn around that fast, and that's great for the contractor to be able to get that money back in the pocket.
Absolutely.
Now, when you talk about systems, I know you guys originated more on the HVAC side, but you've expanded. You indicated plumbing, a moment ago, but it's not just that as well. It's electrical too. Kind of maybe explain what systems you guys will all offer warranties for.
Absolutely. So in the HVAC space, the great thing is we cover all brands, which dealers love, because if they're working with a manufacturer's program that has like a factory direct program, and it's one third-party administrator for warranties, but then they also have a value line, right? And so they need coverage for that. So dealers, they want simplicity. They don't want to have to deal with 3 different warranty companies. Right. So we cover all brands, which is great. We cover all, mini splits, unitary, you name it, heat pump, AC systems on the HVAC side. Also, and then on the plumbing side, we cover tanked and tankless water heaters, as well as home filtration systems. And then with electrical, right now we cover generators, and then we're evaluating, expanding more, on the electrical side. And we're getting feedback from CertainPath dealers as well as other dealers to kind of help us, navigate that. What are the things that you'd like to see us cover? How it works, Bob, is that we provide contractors with a repair schedule. We know anything and everything that can break that's covered under a mechanical repair. We provide that, full transparency. We provide it to the contractors up front. So they know if it's a coil that goes down or condenser or whatever it is, they know how many hours they're going to get reimbursed for. And then the next thing they have to do is they have to determine what term they want. So if it's a 2-year term, they want the warranty for 5 years, for 10 years. That's the second thing. The last piece they got to look at is what do they want to be compensated for their labor. Yeah. We start at $85 an hour and go all the way up to $300 an hour. And as I like to say, if you're in, Manhattan, Kansas versus Manhattan, New York, your cost structures are different. And a little bit. You may roll a truck for $100 an hour, or you may not roll it. It's got to be $250 or $300 an hour. We've got all of those plans. And so that's how contractors determine how they want to do business with us. Basically, what term of the warranty and what the labor rate is. Registration is really, really simple. It's free. They have to be insured. So we do capture their license number. 252 is required in Florida. So right now HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. Those are the markets that we cover.
I love it. You laid it out beautifully. Let's talk about the value of warranties, specifically, how do extended warranties help contractors not only increase average ticket, but I think they help increase closing rates. So could you kind of speak to that?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's multiple benefits to, again, we talked about the homeowner, it's peace of mind. For sure. And really the cost, if you amortize it over a 10-year period, it's really, really low. Let's be honest, Bob. We're all consumers, right? And the word warranty has an ickiness to it. We've all purchased a car, and you get pushed the warranty. You buy a washer and dryer at Best Buy, they're pushing warranties. Sure. We really try to educate the contractors where warranties aren't a bad word. It's actually, it's an opportunity, and it's less around, well, I don't want to add a warranty because it's already a $12,000 quote. I don't want to put another 1,000 on it for a labor warranty. It's like, yeah, but the homeowner's paying for it, and you need to provide it because you're giving them the option, right? And you want them to know what their options are. That's your job as a contractor. But more importantly, it's what the impact is to your business. So you're right; it can increase. Our average warranty is in around $500. Okay. We do not, but it ranges. But we do not have an SRP. We do not tell our dealers what to charge, what to sell it for.
Got it.
What we've seen, Bob, is we've seen some dealers that give it away to get the install. Yep. We've seen some dealers that sell it at their cost. We see some dealers that mark it up 100, 200% because that's what the market will bear. Sure. That's their decision with the homeowner.
Yeah.
So the first benefit, you're getting that additional, markup or margin with that system up front. Yeah. Second of all, for the warranty to be valid, the system needs to be serviced regularly as per the manufacturer's warranty,
Absolutely.
which once or twice a year. That guarantees you a membership or a service contract. You should be able to bundle that in. And so what you're doing is now that you have the warranty, now that you have the service agreement, you're creating that stickiness between the contractor and the homeowner. Because by selling that warranty, you are the dealer of record. You are the only contractor that can do any warranty work at that home. Right? Which means that you should get any repairs or any, ancillary work from them. We also allow you to put a warranty on a system that's up to 2 years old, even if you didn't install it.
Okay.
So the contractor goes in, installs a new system, looks left, looks right, sees an older system there that's 2 years old that was installed by someone else. If there isn't a warranty on it, they can put a warranty on that.
Interesting.
As a contractor, I install that HVAC system, but I also cover plumbing. I have a plumbing division. I notice you've got a couple of water heaters upstairs. If they're less than 2 years old, I can put a warranty on those. So what you're doing is, again, you're creating that stickiness and that linkage between the contractor and the homeowner, because it's all about lifetime value, right? You're building a moat around that home. So, you've spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to acquire that customer. Last thing you want to do is install that system and run away and go on to the next sale. Why not try to monetize that relationship? We know that word of mouth marketing is so important. If you do such a great job with that customer, guess what? They're going to tell two friends who tell two friends who tell two friends. Right. And so a lot of consumers, they want, as they say, one throat to choke. So if you do a really good job installing that system and you're prompt, you show up when you're supposed to, you clean up after, you're going to get additional, business from that homeowner, and they're going to provide referrals to their friends and family. And so that's where, again, if you look at all the benefits, you're getting the at point of purchase revenue, you're getting the ancillary, you're getting the memberships, and you're again owning that customer over a long period of time. That's the value that we provide these contractors by leveraging warranties.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, in today's economic climate, I think homeowners appreciate having that value of support, knowing that if I have a major repair that happens, most people don't have $500 in the bank. So if this is a warranty bundled into a piece of equipment, and I'm financing it, it's a no-brainer to me. I'm sure people would really appreciate that part of it.
It's a big purchase. Besides your home, besides maybe a roof, cars, right? This is a big purchase, and it's getting more expensive, right? $10,000, $12,000, $15,000, and as you mentioned, Bob, oftentimes they don't have that money put aside, right. And when does the system go down? Well, when the temperature starts to get into triple digits, right? And so that's why financing is becoming more prevalent. Leasing is becoming more prevalent as well. So yeah, it's that peace of mind. We really saw this during COVID, where people's personal comfort was at a premium because they were at home all day.
Right.
And so we started seeing where, instead of it just being disposable, where it's like, hey, my system's down or it's making a noise, I'll just rip it out and put a new one in. Yeah. People are looking to extend. And so by extending it, they're having it serviced, they're having it maintained. And by putting warranty on it, instead of that system lasting 10 years, if they can get it to last 12 years or 15 years, they benefit from that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think on the HVAC side, we've seen certainly some headwinds in the industry in terms of selling equipment. So people are much more inclined to repair. So if you are going to sell equipment and someone's absolutely facing a replacement opportunity, having a warranty that will cover all that, to me, again, that helps. The initial question, how does it help, average ticket and close rates right there? I mean, it makes it a layup. Want to pivot because there's value in helping close more deals, and there's an upsell value, but there's also a component where it boosts the valuation of companies because we have lots of contractors. I can't remember what the number of CertainPath members that sold last year to private equity. So could you speak to that side of it, how these warranties help in that process?
Hey there, just want to break in real quick to talk about something that came up, private equity. If you're a contractor who dreams of building a company you can eventually sell, maybe cash out, retire early, or just have options, you're not alone. At CertainPath, we had around 40 members do exactly that last year alone. They scale with purpose, they built a business with real value, and they sold it for life-changing money. How'd they do it? With our help. CertainPath provides contractors in HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and roofing with the exact tools and coaching they need to grow a truly valuable business. We're talking about proven pricing tools, marketing support, operational systems, real business coaching, sales training that actually works. And here's the thing, value attracts buyers. That's why many of our contractors aren't just profitable, they're also positioned for big exits. Now, we have countless members who want to stay independent forever, and we support that. However, if you have a goal in mind of exiting your business, we can help you too. It all starts with a discovery call with one of my teammates, Mike or Will. Go to mycertainpath.com to book a time that fits your schedule, or call us at 214-453-1591. Now back to my conversation with Kevin.
Yeah, and we get it quite a bit where people are looking to self-insure, right? And we'll be happy to talk about that. But private equity companies or larger contractors are looking to get into a new geographic region, or they're looking to buy out a competitor, whatever that may be. A lot of times what they're looking at is how many homes do you have under contract? It's all about reoccurring revenue. And there's a couple ways you can accomplish that. It's through memberships, right? I have 1,000 annual memberships where I know that we've got that reoccurring revenue. We're going to go out twice a year and, to do your spring and your fall tune-ups. That's great, right? They're looking at that. They're also looking at warranties. I've got 1,000 homes that have warranties. Great. Well, the nice thing is that we know that, with systems that go down, that you can almost predict how many installs you're going to have in the future based off of the number of homes that you have under contract, because the age of the equipment and once it's getting older, they're going to need it replaced. Well, who are they going to want to replace it? Well, the person that's been rolling around their attic for the last 10 years that they have a relationship with, right?
Absolutely.
So that's where it really helps with the valuation. We've seen where Patrick Lang, who works for a business modification group, the founder there, he helps a lot of these contractors that are buying and selling businesses. And he will tell you it's accretive to your valuation if you use a third-party administrator for warranties, and if you're actively selling memberships, and it is a liability if you self-insure, or if you don't sell warranties at all. So yeah, we've got a lot of information available that we share with our contractors, and it's really educating so they understand all of the benefits, and ultimately, allowing the dealers to have that information so they can make an informed decision.
That's great. We'll dig into the risk mitigation part in a little bit, but let's stay on the fun side for a minute still. With sales and customer service, customer experience, how should, because again, there's an art to selling everything, right? That's why we're in business at CertainPath. How should contractors position warranties during the sales process?
Yeah. So oftentimes what a contractor will do is they will, after spending 2 hours doing their walkthrough and doing all their measurements, they'll sit down at the kitchen table with the homeowners. Okay, here's a good, better, best quote, right? And then we have a value brand, entry level, lower price. They'll have a kind of mid-tier, and then they'll have a premium tier. And then they'll talk about, hey, well, here's the cash price here if you want to do leasing, if you want to do financing. What we recommend is they also include a membership up front as part of the bundle. And again, that could be a 1-year membership, a 2-year membership, a 3-year membership, good, better, best. And then we also recommend a good, better, best warranty. So offer a warranty on every single quote. On the value brand, have a 2-year warranty. On your mid brand, have a 3 or 5 year, and on the premium, have a 10-year. Bundle that one with the price. Again, if when the consumer has their wallet open and they're looking to make this purchase, and it's a purchase they're only making once every decade. Yep. So once they have it, but it comes down to positioning it. Here's why the price is the price. It includes all these different things. We recommend also bundle pricing. So, as opposed to having line items for every single thing, because it comes down to death by 1,000 cuts, where the homeowners look in and they're saying, well, take this out, take this out, take this out.
Yep.
We recommend bundle pricing. This is the entry level, this is the mid, and this is the high. These are all the features of each of those. Mr. and Mrs. Consumer, let us know which one you'd like, and let us know what payment plan works for you. Cash, financing, or leasing. That's how we recommend the contractors position it, and then provide all of the background of why we recommend including all these different elements and why it's in their best interest.
That's great. That's great. Now, I also know, plenty of people watching and listening, they know you get those customers that are just hard-nosed, and they're going to beat you up over every line item. And maybe you agreed to the 2-year warranty, right? Okay. We'll sell you the 2-year warranty. But after you've come back and you've serviced them for those 2 years, they go, I really like what you guys provide. You can then re-up that 2 years or sell them a longer term, correct?
That's absolutely correct. So that's one thing that the JB Warranties does is we have renewable SKUs. So we have a 2-year, a 3-year, and a 5-year that are all renewable out to 10 years. We also, what's interesting, Bob, is that kind of that homeowner that says, I just want the bare bones price. I don't want any of the bells and whistles.
Sure.
We actually provide a waiver to contractors and we recommend that, sell it in with the warranties. But if the homeowner says they don't want a warranty, have them sign a waiver that they decline coverage.
Oh, I love that.
They've had to think about it, because what happens is a year and a half from now, 2 years from now, something breaks down. There's a mechanical failure on that system.
Yeah. And
that homeowner calls the contractor, and the contractor gives them a bill for $300, $400 to fix it. And they say, no, this is supposed to be, this is supposed to be covered.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Mr. Consumer, you chose, you declined that coverage.
Yeah.
And so it provides that kind of backup for the contractors. JB Warranties has renewables. Our 2-year, 3-year, and 5-year SKUs are renewable out to 10 years. And that's important because if I'm a contractor and I install a piece of equipment at a home and I don't have rapport, I don't have a relationship with that customer, it's, oftentimes there's pushback or a sticker shock if I try to add a 10-year warranty. And so what we say is, hey, ease into it. Say, hey, I'm going to install this system, but we're going to back our work. Let's start with a 2-year warranty. Over those 2 years, I'm going to take care of any warranty work. I'm going to come out and service your system twice a year. And then 2 years from now, they can then reach out to the homeowner and say, thank you for your business. I just want to let you know that your labor warranty is expiring. If you'd like to, extend that out from years 3 through 10, let us know. Here's what the price would be.
Yeah.
We also get pushback where customers will say, well, I don't want to sign up for a 10-year warranty. We may not be in the house for 10 years.
Right.
Not a problem. With JB Warranties, we make it easy to transfer that warranty to a buyer. So if you sell your home and there's 5 years left on that warranty, you can transfer that to the buyer at no cost. All that you have to do is call us up, give us the information, and we'll do that transfer for them.
That's a huge value add. I can remember it's been about 5 years since I bought my home, but you notice that's in the descriptions of the homes that are being sold. So that's a huge value add.
Absolutely.
I want to pivot to something you guys offer called JB 360. What is it exactly, and how does it kind of help those we have tons of Service Titan members on our side, and there's plenty other Service Titan users as well watching and listening. So what is that product you offer?
Yeah, great question. So again, as I mentioned, Jeff Bohannon kind of created that first warranty administration platform online. Yeah. As the business continues to evolve and as the markets continue to evolve, we really see where field service management is becoming more and more prevalent. as far as the feature set and what they're doing, all the scheduling, the dispatching. It's connected to QuickBooks, the phone system, the marketing, everything is really converging. And so we see more and more of a contractor's business flowing through their field service management. Currently, if you're doing business with JB Warranties, you have a dedicated portal that you would log into,
Okay.
where you can come in and you can purchase those warranties and you can process the claims. We saw an opportunity to create a direct two-way integration with ServiceTitan, and that's what we did, and we named it JB360. So think of it this way, Bob. Think of it as 3 links in a chain. You've got JB Warranties, you've got ServiceTitan, you've got JB360 that sits between it, and there's data flowing back and forth. We also just announced JB360 integration with Workies, which is an emerging field service management platform. And we're also working with other field service management vendors to provide integration as well. Because, of the time and the resources and the cost of creating this, we really see this as a point of differentiation between JB Warranties and other third-party administrators.
Yeah.
And we want to be the de facto. We want to be able to have integration with all of the leading field service management platforms that are out there. It's interesting because ServiceTitan, typically when a vendor goes to work with them, the vendor says, "Hey, I want to partner with you. Now let's get together and decide what we want to do." We said, "Hey, we want to partner with you. And oh, by the way, we've already built it. Here it is."
Oh, nice.
And they were so impressed with what we did. They made us a platinum strategic partner, or titanium. I can't remember what stone it was, but it was like titanium. Yeah. Which is the highest level. Usually that doesn't happen. When they bring a strategic partner on board, you start at gold or silver and then you work your way up. They made us titanium out of the gate, just because they saw how robust the integration was, and they saw how much value it brings to their dealers. Last time I heard from ServiceTitan, they said we were the number one selling or fastest growing integration on the ServiceTitan marketplace.
Wow.
Which is great. We're featured. Their CTO featured us on during his keynote at Pantheon last fall, which was awesome as well. So yeah, ServiceTitan is very important. As far as field service management, we have a great relationship with them. And our dealers, we've got hundreds of dealers that are already activated. We created a customer success team that works exclusively, identifying, activating, and supporting dealers with our JB360 integration. And we're very, very happy over the last 12 months, the progress that we've made.
What's the feedback been from the contractors?
It's been phenomenal. Yeah. Well, partly because it's free.
That always helps.
Yeah, contractors love that, and it was interesting because it was a big cost to create this, and but we felt, hey, you know what? The ancillary benefit is that contractors that are happy are going to purchase more warranties, and if we can provide them more value through visibility to their claims, and they start seeing some more claims, checks coming through, that should help. With their business. And so we made that decision to make it for free. And so, it's been phenomenal. We've heard from contractors where it has reduced their processing time by up to 75%.
Oh, wow.
Their claims are higher, which you think, well, that's kind of negative, isn't it? They're actually, but we wanted that. We knew that our claims would be higher because instead of them having to sort through mounds of paperwork to find those claims, we actually, through automation and through their field service management, we push those jobs to them that says, hey, you want to take a look at this? This may be a possible claim. I kind of say, it's funny. I've got Geico for my home insurance. And when a hailstorm comes through Texas, I don't get a phone call the next day from Geico saying, hey, Kevin, we noticed you had some bad weather. Do you want to submit a claim? That's basically what we're doing. We're actually, through the API, looking at all the jobs that were done previously at a location that had an active warranty, and we're pulling that into a claims portal and asking the contractor to look at it to determine if they'd like to submit a claim or not. So it really is revolutionary what we're doing, and we're getting phenomenal feedback from our contractors.
That's fantastic. All right, we need to pivot to the not so fun side, but I think it's probably the most important part
Yeah.
everything we've talked about. It's risk mitigation, compliance. What are some of the most common mistakes contractors make when managing warranties, and how do you guys solve that?
Yeah. So each state is different, Bob. In some states, it's illegal for a contractor to sell, to self-insure or sell the warranty and service the warranty. So first and foremost, I really recommend that contractors, take a look at their state regulatory, board and really understand what they can or can't do. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to self-insuring, there's generally accepted, accounting practices. And there's deferred revenue accounts that need to be set up. A lot of times, these guys are winging it. They capture money from a homeowner. They charge an extra $500 and they put it, in the kitty. And if they have any warranty calls during the year, they'll draw against it, and whatever money's left over at the end of the year, it funds their Christmas party. It's like, whoa, you can't, I talked to a CFO for a dealer. They said, yeah, we self-insure. And I said, well, how do you do that? He goes, well, we have this money. It's a 10-year warranty. And we basically release 1/120th of it each month for 120 months, a whole 10-year period. I said, well, that's great. But what happens in year 9 or 10, where you have a catastrophic failure and you only got $50 in the kitty?
Yeah.
A $4,000 expense. And he kind of looked, you could tell, you could see the,
turning.
Turning. And so again, it comes down to education. Hey, yes, you can do those things. We just ask if you're going to self-insure, if you're going to look at other means that, what the regulatory oversight is and what's required, in your state, but also it's freeing them up to do what they do best. Contractors are good at installing things and fixing things, right? Leave it to the professionals. You've got a third-party administrator that has a great actuary behind it. And so we just say, give us a chance. We're going to provide you, a dedicated sales rep. We're going to kind of come in. We're going to, this is part of our onboarding. We explain the repair schedule. We explain the different types of warranties we have. We let them know how you can purchase warranties, what it's like to, to process a claim, all of those sorts of things. And, again, we also sell the value of over time. Like if your end game is to sell your business, having these homes under contract, are in your best interest through a third-party administrator.
That's great. You mentioned the kind of the onboarding, the training. Want to dig into that a little bit more. How does JB Warranty train and help your dealers be more successful?
Hey there, before we dive in how JB Warranties trains their contractors, I want to quickly share how we at CertainPath train ours. Every year, over 6,000 people, owners, managers, techs, CSR, sales pros, get trained through our systems. And they come from more than 1,200 contracting companies across North America. HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, you name it. We've been doing it for over 25 years. We train in person, online, and on demand. We coach contractors on sales, operations, pricing, marketing, leadership. You get the full blueprint. So if you're serious about growing your business, growing your team, and growing your bottom line, it all starts with a CertainPath discovery call. Go to mycertainpath.com. Book a time that works for you. Or give us a call at 214-453-1591. Let's put your business and your people on a certain path to success. Now let's get back to the conversation.
Yeah. So again, contractors can register at our website for free. Once they fill in that information, it gets assigned to their local territory manager. We typically have 2 points of contact. If they're in, there's a field. If it's in a region, city, state where we have feet on the street, they're assigned a territory manager, and then also assigned a strategic account manager, part of our inside sales team.
Yeah.
Typically, if you look at an SLA within 48 hours, our team's reaching out to that contractor. If we're local, we're setting up a face-to-face to go visit them at their location.
Yeah.
Or we're setting up a Zoom call, and we do exactly that. We take them through their portal. We add additional users. We talk about the different warranty options. We add the favorites into their portal. We show them how to purchase. We can add their credit card on file for paying. We show them what it's like to process a claim. And then we just have that regular dialogue with them over time. If they have any questions, we give them contact information to our claims department, our customer support department, and then multiple sales contacts as well.
That's great. I mean, it's so nice when dealing with a company of your size and those multiple touch points, you feel like there's support there. You deal with someone smaller, not as established, you may not hear it and you get that call back.
Yeah. And I'd be remiss if I didn't kind of touch on JB Warranties. And again, how do we differentiate? The culture at JB Warranties is phenomenal. Yeah. And because it started as a family business that grew, we've won, numerous awards for best places to work. People just really enjoy doing business with us, and taking care of our contractors, taking care of homeowners that call in, and working with our distribution partners and our manufacturing partners. It's really, really important to us, and it shows we're a privately held company, but we're also an ESOP, so we're employee owned, and so we do things differently. We don't do things to chase Wall Street. We do things we do right things for the right reasons. And it comes through in our interactions with all of our partners and our customers.
That's fantastic. Like I mentioned to you before I hit record, I was doing some research on you guys and just the industry. And I watched a lot of videos about JB Warranties, and I saw a lot of videos with contractors on it, just singing your praises about how it's really helped their business. I'm putting you on the spot. Are there any particular contractor success stories that come to mind that, since you've been with the company, you're like, wow, it's been neat to be a part of that person's journey?
Yeah. One comes to mind. So there was a contractor, the successful contractor in Florida was not doing extended warranties, was on Service Titan. He was one of the first ones that were able to activate on the integration. He made the decision to add a 3-year or 5-year warranty on every single quote.
Yeah.
And then over the last 18-month period, his business continued to grow. He saw he said he had 100% attach rate on all of his business. He saw that his average ticket go up. He saw that his revenues went up. As a result, he was actually in a position where private equity companies were knocking on his door, and one of them he actually sold to, and he saw not just hundreds of thousands, but actually north of $1 million in accretive value to the purchase price, tied directly to warranties and the number of homes that he had under contract. And what's interesting for us is that private equity company that owns multiple, companies, sees the value and is using that as kind of the blueprint moving forward. So we're now having conversations with the corporate entity or the private equity about, hey, he's been so successful and this model's been so successful. Let's go ahead and transfer that to all of their other businesses as well. So yeah, that's been a huge win-win for us. And again, it's the value of leveraging technology, automation, and really understanding, the playbook, having a plan, working the plan, and incorporating memberships and warranties into your day-to-day game plan.
I love it. It's fantastic. Looking ahead, what's next for JB Warranties? New trades, technologies, products. You guys sound like you're always innovating and coming up with something different. So what's in the horizon?
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to stay ahead of the competition, and really, it's the voice of our customers. We're talking to contractors, we're talking to distributors, we're talking to manufacturers. We recently, within the last year, expanded into Canada, so there was demand there. There's other regional expansion that's being considered. We're looking at broadening our coverage in the electrical space, maybe broader into the plumbing space. There's potentially other markets, that we're not currently in. We've had conversations around garage doors. We've had conversations, around solar. We've had conversations around swimming pools. Not to say that we'll go down that road, but
right.
we're looking and we're evaluating, and again, we're letting the market decide and kind of based on that feedback. But yeah, regional expansion, going deeper and wider into the HVAC space because it is such a material part of our business. but looking at potentially new, tertiary markets. Those are some of the things that we're looking at.
That's great. Either way, it's good for people to hear that. If you want to do business with a company that's growing, it's healthy, that's going to be around for a long time, especially what you guys sell, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what advice, kind of just in wrapping up, what advice would you give contractors that are watching this, viewing this, going, oh my gosh, I've been self-insuring and, warranting, I should say, my own stuff. So what advice would you have for those guys?
Yeah, it's all about making informed decisions. So understand, again, joining a group like CertainPath, or working through your distribution partners that have educational opportunities. Take the time to invest in your business.
Yep.
Understand what new technologies are out there. Understand, warranties, understanding the benefits of membership clubs. And just, again, they're so busy working in the business that it's really, really difficult. But take the time to learn from others. Maybe other contractors that are like you, either in your area or maybe that they're in a different, part of the country. Understand, because they're all dealing with the same issues, right? And so understand how they've been able to overcome those things and be open to change, be open to different things. It really starts with, your P&L and working backwards, right?
Yep.
It's understanding what, how do you price your products? How do you compensate your sales teams? How do you differentiate yourselves in the market from your competition? And frankly, warranties and memberships and offering those added services is one great way to accomplish that. So it's really take the time to educate yourself and so that you can make informed decisions. Because here's the thing, not all contractors want to grow, right?
That's true.
Some of them want to build it as quickly as they can, sell it to private equity and go golfing or fishing. That's a great outcome.
Yep.
Some want to kind of build up their business, but it's a generational business and want to pass it down to the kids and their grandkids. Great outcome as well. Some just want to, steady Eddie, take my 2 vacations a year, put my kids through school, pay my taxes, and hopefully retire before my back or my knees give out, which again is a great outcome as well. So understanding what your business outcome goals are and the different things you can do, different marketing, strategies you can take, pricing strategies, those sorts of things. Just take the time to educate and learn. And again, working with great groups like CertainPath is a great first step.
Kevin, we're going to have you talk at EP. That's just good business advice you just gave in the last minute. That was really good.
I've been attending the EP events on a monthly basis and getting a lot of value. Getting the chance to meet with a number of CertainPath members as well as the partner network team has been invaluable.
Oh, that's great to hear. All right, kind of definitely wrapping up. Where can listeners, viewers learn more about, JB Warranties or how to get started with JB Warranties?
Yeah, absolutely. So if they are a CertainPath dealer, they can go to the Partner Hub. We've got a dedicated page there on JB Warranties. If they want to sign up and they want to register, we've got a dedicated registration page. I wrote it down here. It's partners, plural. So partners.jbwarranties.com/CertainPath.
Yeah.
Well, dealers, again, I'll say it again, partners.jbwarranties.com/CertainPath. And they can go ahead and register. Once they register, we will assign it to their territory manager, their sales contact. We'll reach out to them and have that conversation. If it's a dealer that wants to register, they can go to our website in the top right corner. They can register at jbwarranties.com. And then I really do encourage all dealers to visit our marketplace. Again, it's a free marketplace available from our website. Just click on Dealer Marketplace at the top right of our website. Take a look at all the different solutions that are there. And if you're interested, you can fill out the form. We will then put you in touch with all of those vendors to set up discovery calls, to set up demos. Again, just to make informed decisions and just to let you know what vendors and what products and services are available to them.
I love it. Wonderful. Kevin, this was a lot of fun. I really appreciate all your time. I know CertainPath members and non-members that like to check in on what we're doing are going to really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, Bob. Thanks for having me on today.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
The Successful Contractor podcast is part of the CertainPath family. CertainPath builds successful home service businesses and has for 25 years. We do it by providing contractors with a proven path to success, professional coaching, software solutions, and a member community of 1,000 plus strong. Doubling your sales with a 20% net profit and an inspiring company culture is all possible. Let us show you the way. With CertainPath, success is made certain. Visit www.mycertainpath.com for more information.